4-2 victory in Yugoslavia. Stevan Stankovic is in goal. The back four of Djurovic, Brakun, Krinokovic and Elsner. Juraski and Jankovic will play in the centre of midfield with Milojevic, Markella on left and right flank respectively, and it'll be Djokovic and Vetkovic who will also be leading the line, and we can see an early shot coming there from Stojovic. Good save by Paco Bullo. The ball is brought forward, little back heel there from Gordillo. Of course, it's always pleased to be joined by Duncan McMath for this historic match.
Well, it's another great opportunity, isn't it, to watch this fantastic side that was the Quinta del Buitre as they attempted to win the European Cup. Of course, this comes after winning back-to-back UEFA Cups, and it's right in the middle of a quite fantastic time for this side. Not so great on this elite European stage, but they're just embarking or halfway through an incredible run in La Liga, which saw them win 5 back-to-back La Liga titles.
There was somewhat of a comeback in the match in Yugoslavia between Red Star and Real Madrid in the first leg. They were 3-0 down, put it back to 4-2 thanks to a brace from Hugo Sánchez, so it certainly give the Whites hope here today. Stojanovic makes the clearance. Michel to Santiano, who just feeds this ball down the right-hand side. And Chendo to keep the ball in. And in the end, goes out for a throw-in for Real Madrid. Yeah, Binaka, the Real Madrid coach, would have been keen for the Whites to go out and stamp their authority early on this game. As Chendo plays the long ball in, taken by Stojanovic, who's the captain here this evening for the visitors. So he makes the clearance. All cleared by Camacho, just chested down by Butragueño into Michel. Cleared in the end by Gallego, down the left-hand side now. Gordillo.
Now, of course, this game comes at a time when these Eastern European teams were slightly more dominant in Europe. Obviously, now you look at the European Cup and it's nearly always the likes of Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea, Arsenal, Inter Milan, AC Milan, rarely Bayern Munich as well. I mean, you're really talking about 3 leagues where the winner's going to come from, and that's the Premiership, La Liga and Serie A. But these days, these Eastern European teams were stronger. This is a very strong Red Star Belgrade side, and like Madrid, they're just embarking upon an excellent time in their history. They'd go on to win 4 league titles in the next 5 years. It's the Yugoslavian League, of course it was then, before they branched off to become a member of Serbia and the Serbian League.
Of course, that European Cup as well in 1991.
Well, that was the absolute highlight for them. That season they won the Yugoslavian League, they won the European Cup, which is incredible now to think that the likes of Red Star Belgrade could have won it. That was 1991. They also won.
Michel is fed down the right-hand side, and Michel looks to play it into the centre.
So I was going to say they also won the League Cup, but you interrupted me. So it really was an amazing year.
Sanchez looks it back into Michel, looks to deliver it into the box, taken down by Emilio Butragueño. Great skill from Butragueño. It really is a classic goal from one of the best players to ever don the white shirt of Real Madrid. Emilio Butragueño's stunning individual effort gave Real Madrid the perfect start here. A 1-0 advantage against Red Star Belgrade.
Well, those people that were lucky enough to see Emilio Butragueño live playing football, it really is a joy to behold. We see him in the archives, we see him in games like this. You just see how quick his feet are, something that we've said time and time again, but you watch this skill, it's quite incredible. On the edge of the area with his back to goal. It's not the best first touch, but he gets the better of his man and onto the left foot. The keeper has no chance. Fantastic skill once again from Butragueño.
How cool is that as well in front of goal? Doesn't panic, just seems to have all the time in the world just to take the ball past the goalkeeper. Really is one of the best ever footballers. In this particular match, an important goal is see the long shot there from Jurovski. The urgency from the Real Madrid players. All right, I think there's just one ball, as opposed to in the modern day. Obviously, you have quite a few around the back of the goal, which your respective footballers will try and get to you as quickly as possible. It's
a very good question. I think, without a shadow of a doubt, if there is more than one, it won't be more than 3 or 4 nowadays. As you rightly say, I think in the last 5-6 years we've seen hundreds of footballs at stadiums. Players never wait for more than a second, do they?
This is lovely passing from the Red Star Belgrade side. The heroes from the first leg, who got the goals for Jurovski, Jurovic, Vetovic and Jankovic. You can see it will be a free kick for Real Madrid here. And Hugo Sánchez takes it quickly, heads it into Michel, and Santiago just looks to lift it over the top. Real Madrid are only through to this round after a penalty shootout against Juventus in Italy. He was 1-0 here at the Bernabéu. Butragueño scoring again, even quicker that time, just after 2 minutes. Then Cabrini gave Juventus a 1-0 win in Italy, went to extra time, went to penalties. Madrid won by 3-1 in the penalty shootout.
It's interesting, isn't it? Something that we've seen in Europe, in both the UEFA Cup and now in the European Cup with this side, is that they find it very difficult to win on the road, and so often it's when they bring teams back to the Bernabéu that they manage to get through. Even in the first round of this European Cup against Young Boys Bern, they lost the away leg 1-0, took the Belgian side back to the Bernabéu, beat them 5-0.
Ball down the right-hand side to Gallego. It's Gallego now who's going for goal. An important challenge there by Milivoj Braukan, who actually spent some time close to Madrid playing for Elche when he left Red Star Belgrade. Milojevic. Through to Milan Jankovic in the centre. Of course, Jankovic would move to Real Madrid after this season, and then retired early, only at 30 years of age. And if Wikipedia is to be believed, he's now in Australia playing futsal. Chendo then. So bring it forward for the Whites. To Santiago down the right-hand side. Santiago looking to deliver the ball into the box. The header in the end, straight at the goalkeeper. What a bright start from Real Madrid. Juanito with the effort there.
It's a great ball into the box, actually, by Santiago. Long way out, though, to score a header.
A late challenge by Gallego, who's shaking his head. But he really did clout Mitaram Keller there, who spent some time after retiring the director of youth at Red Star Belgrade. So after a move to FC 20 after he stopped playing here. Oh, sorry, he stopped playing at Belgrade. Hugo Sánchez just going across then to take the throw in. Actually, great atmosphere in the Bernabéu. Hugo Sánchez just dribbling the ball out, skipping challenges left, right, and centre. There's Gordillo. So Quinta and Hugo Sánchez. Gallego just caught in possession there, and it's Stojkovic that comes forward. Stojkovic one-on-one. Woof, he had players flying in at him, didn't he?
I'll tell you what, that was a fantastic challenge by Chendo. I think it was Chendo, the first one that came flying across, that just managed to get a toe on the ball.
I think it was Camacho, the other one. As you say, it was Chendo's vital block there. Just did enough to put him off. Gallego. Into the centre. Oh, and there. A little bit of panic there as Butragueño was just bearing down on Marco Elsner. At the far post, this is their chance again. Just see, there is Chendo, who just makes... It was Camacho and Chendo who both went sliding in. I think if there would have been contact, it could have been a free kick. The corner then for Madrid, Juanito to take. Away, strong header by Jarovski. Juanito, disappointing delivery though from that far side. The ball is not through, and it'll be another corner.
It's an incredible atmosphere, isn't it, inside the Bernabéu? You see how close the fans are there as well. Obviously back in the days of terracing.
Camacho showing some great skill there. Down the right to Michel. Oh, it's a lovely little 1-2 down that right, and an important challenge in the end by Goran Milojevic. By Jankovic, but just taken down by Gallego, who makes the clearance. Gordillo. Some space down the left, and just taking the ball past Markella, and that's exactly what he does. Oof! And the ball then into the box from Gordillo, almost beat Stefan Stojanovic at his near post. Difficult to see in the replay if it took a deflection.
Clearly a corner ball though, you can see that. Stojanovic just caught it the wrong side of the line.
Oh, the header came. I'm not sure it was Butragueño in the end who got the header. In fact, it was Santiana. The goalkeeper was almost caught in no man's land. Straight to the referee, and it was Butragueño who picked the ball up. Now as he makes his way into the box, his camera angle slightly disconcerting. You don't quite know where you are on the pitch.
Just seen there though, Butragueño getting very much crowded out of it. So he's such a threat in this side.
Jankovic caught Michel late. It's nice goal by Santiana. The ball is into Juanito. Makes the run into the box. This is great football by Real Madrid. Santiana, though, offside. Not sure whether we will get a replay of that, but it looked close.
Did look very close, and I thought it was the right ball as well. Butragueño was the obvious choice. Right in the middle, he'd have been able to shoot on goal straight away. But he was crowded out. He had defenders to his right and to his left. Santiano just found a bit of space in the box.
Ball whipped into the centre. Ball on hand though to win it back. Oh, he's very much onside. Well, the use there of the 18-yard box, the line that marks the outline, and you can see he was completely onside. Juanito.
Which is a shame, because that would have really taken the pressure off Real Madrid. Of course, all they need is a 2-0 victory after those 2 away goals. If they were 2-0 after 15 minutes, they really could have enjoyed their football for the remainder of this game in front of this capacity crowd at the Santiago Bernabéu.
Well, they're used to these astonishing comebacks. We've shown you some of the games from when they won the UEFA Cup. Borussia Mönchengladbach. Santiago scoring in the last minute. Ball down the right. The cross came in from Michel. In the final last year. Had to come from behind to beat FC Cologne. There's no chance of defending that UEFA Cup title, a chance that they wouldn't want. So of course it's the European Cup that this club is associated with. Want it more than any other team. And Hugo Sánchez leading the attack here down the right. Juanito to Santiana. Now with Michel. Oh, lovely burst of pace by Michel. It's all Real Madrid here.
Just watch Michel galloping down this right flank. Looks like he's got huge long legs, doesn't he? I'm sure it's partly because of those extremely short shorts, but even so, he was a very, very quick winger, Michel.
Ball given away needlessly there by Milojevic. Dinked over the top to Hugo Sánchez. Down the left into Gallego. Santiano waiting at the far post. Kapic was there to head it away for the third corner for Real Madrid of this match. Michel with the corner in. Emilio Butragueño with the header. Straight into the hands of Stojanovic. Taken forward though by Jankovic into Javoski. Javoski just looking to create some space for himself. What a lovely assist that was into Petrovic. Shot over though.
Well, here's the answer to your question. The ball's burst. There was a ball waiting, wasn't there? But certainly not behind the goal, where you'd expect it to be nowadays.
No, very true. Well, it's just the power of the shot, doesn't it, from Vetkovic if he bursts the ball. So now the ball's much lighter. Shando looking to cross it in, out for a throw-in. Chendo delivers that trademark long throw into the box. They were just trying to pull off a training ground move there, but...
Well, it was a dummy, wasn't it, from Santiana?
But he dummied it to the wrong person.
Certainly did.
Camacho. So with the throw, 20 minutes gone, we're taking you back in time to 1987, the quarter-finals of the European Cup. Real Madrid against Red Star Belgrade. It's Madrid have got a 1-0 advantage at the moment, but still a 4-3 down on aggregate. But they are bossing this game and playing some beautiful football. Stojanovic makes the clearance. Chendo. It just comes off the back of Michel. Throw in to become Milajov. Laukun. Laukun feeds it through to Milajevic. Into the centre to Jankovic. Still with Milan Jankovic. And the ball cleared. And Chendo plays the ball, looking for Hugo Sánchez long. And this is certainly getting back into the game after just being completely under the cosh for the opening 20 minutes.
Even so, you feel that if there's a goal coming, it's coming Madrid's way. The likes of Butragueño and Michel have looked extremely bright. And Red Star also know the danger of Hugo Sánchez. Just absolutely in the peak of his career at the moment. Scoring goals for fun in both Europe and in La Liga. Of course, Pichichi 4 times in the 80s. Most famous of which was in 89-90 when he scored 38 goals in a season. Still a La Liga record. This season that we're watching now, he'd go on to score 34 in the Spanish league. It's just not something you see these days, is it? It's quite incredible.
Not quite those sort of numbers, no. Ruud van Nistelrooy, when he was Pichichi in his first season, I think he got 32. Very impressive.
It really is, isn't it?
Not back into Gawoski. Space for himself in the end. Oh, and it's a wonderful shot from Milajevic. Although Madrid will be happy if they keep forcing Belgrade to shoot from these sort of distances, but not too far away.
No, it's their best chance, certainly, of the game so far.
Taken by Manolo Sanchez, who's brought down. And free kick has been awarded.
Well, he wasn't going anywhere, to be fair, was he, Sanchez? But Real Madrid will take this free kick. Another dangerous opportunity for the home side to get that important second goal.
And it's struck by Hugo Sánchez. And another corner for Real Madrid. And Juanito once again to take. taken down the left now by Gavoski. Pequeño just... And he's not just a top goal scorer. And it's Sanchez with the throw-in. Just to get a couple of more inside there. Markela into Stojkovic. And Feudo taken by Paco Bullo. Plays still for Real Madrid, but the veteran side in their indoor league. Gallego into Michel. Strong challenge there by Milov Brauchon. Javoski. That's a good challenge by Gallego. And it's the first corner of this game for Star Belgrade. Indication of how much Real Madrid have bossed the possession. Something on the training ground here as the ball is whipped in, and it's a mistake there. Paco Bullo came out to claim. In the end, the ball deflected off Javoski. And what a chance that was. Red Star to get the equaliser.
Real mix-up, wasn't it, between Sanchez and the goalkeeper, Bullo. No one really knew what was going on. Very lucky in the end, Madrid.
Ball lifted over the top. Paco Bullo, it's Gallego. It nicely into Juanito. It's a nice run by Gordillo. Ball whipped into the box. It was Santiago who was rising to challenge Stojanovic there. Real Madrid just need to up the tempo slightly again, don't they?
Yeah, Red Star Belgrade have got back into this match, definitely without a shadow of a doubt. As you say, it was only their first corner. Not had a shot on target yet.
But they bring the ball forward once again, and it's Javoski who's involved with everything at the moment. Plays it down the left into Dragan Stojkovic. It's crossed over. Did it go out? It's by the by as it comes into the hands of Paco Bullo. Nice play by Markela as he skips down the right-hand side. And it's a throw-in for Red Star. If you're wondering why in the top left-hand corner it's RM, of course Real Madrid against EST. Estrella Roja. That's how the Spanish refer to Red Star Belgrade. Down the right now into Elsner. So tries to play it through once again. The ball is kept in, and Real Madrid looks to clear it out, and it's Gallego. To Gordillo, who never played with his socks pulled up, always down by his ankles. Something he wouldn't be able to get away with in the modern game.
So do you think he's got a tiny pair of shin pads underneath there or not?
Did anyone wear shin pads in these days? Ball not through to Hugo Sánchez, goes down under the challenge of Jurovic.
The thing is though, even nowadays, obviously shin pads, ankle guards are compulsory. You'll see all players wearing them, but it's funny the size of them. Absolutely tiny little shin pads the players will put in, just for the bare minimum coverage, support, protection.
Chendo. To Michel. Back into Chendo, caught late. Just kicked away, of course. Next I'll be looking to waste as much time as possible. As it stands, they'll be going through to the semi-finals. Bayern Munich await. Livos Brown has just made his way out of the good start. Oh, not really opposed at all there. Taken by Juanito. Sandiana. Oh, it's caught late by Brachen. Referee not giving anything.
Seems incredible that the referee missed that one.
Referee here today, Mr. Valentine from Scotland. Oh no, sorry, it's a Mr. Kirchen from Germany. There's the shot. I went over the bar from Sečkovic. Chendo. Nicely won by Michel. Ball to Pequeño. Michel goes for goal. Always rising though. The effort from the now Getafe manager.
Would have to have been something rather special to have beaten Stojanovic from there, wouldn't it? For as much as we said earlier that Red Star Belgrade are trying to waste time when they can, we are seeing them push forward. Of course, that away goal, if they were to get it, would be worth its weight in gold.
Taken nicely by Markella. Gallego on hand. And now looking to catch Red Star on the break. Michel. Juanito, heavy touch.
It's a shame, they'd done well up to that point, hadn't they? Just playing 1-2s between themselves. Michel and Juanito. As you say, that last pass from Juanito asked far too much of Michel. He's quick, but he's not that quick.
Butragueño. Good clearance in the end. Modrag Krupapovic, who's got an interesting record after he left Red Star. Went to play for Dundee, Wraith and Hamilton, and is now the under-17s coach at Celtic. As Michel's corner is cleared. Sixth corner this match. It's over everybody though, as it's whipped in. And a chance now for the visitors. Milojevic. Sanchez on hand to clear the ball. We have our ball back, please. They've got to be Red Star Belgrade fans, haven't they, in there somewhere? Michel. Juanito back to Michel. Looks to feed the ball through to Emilio Butragueño. So close to being a lovely assist. Elsner. Jaworski. Fred through into Markella. Not comfortably though for Paco Bullo.
It's funny, isn't it? I know we've said this before when we've looked back at these old games, but it's so strange now watching the pass backs get picked up by the goalkeepers. It does make life so much easier for defenders when they know their goalkeeper can just pick up the ball. It's one of those rules that's definitely made the game more interesting. They were right to bring it in, I think. Nowadays, so often you see keepers with that hurried panic clearance, don't you, slicing it off into touch.
It just demonstrates what a transition they must have had to make as a defender and indeed, as you say, a goalkeeper, when that change was brought in, because it brought a whole new element to what it meant to be a goalkeeper.
Even the goal kicks, we saw Red Star Belgrade earlier take that short goal kick, the defender passed it back to the keeper and he picked it up and hoofed it upfield. Very, very different game, isn't it, now, in that respect.
Stojkovic down the right. He's got Burkov Setovic in the centre. Stojkovic is now the president of Red Star Belgrade. He's played for Marseille after this, and there was an incident off the ball which our cameras missed. The referee didn't know.
I think it was actually for the initial challenge. It was a really nasty one. He's been quite lenient with other hard challenges, but that one was nasty. Definitely deserved the yellow card.
See it again. It's a late one. That was Marco Elsner who went in. First yellow card. We've said this as well. You know, the referees are much more lenient in these old matches than they are now. Of course, a lot of the rules brought in to help the players, to stop any life-threatening, well, career-threatening injuries.
Well, funny enough, I was watching a Premiership game on Spanish TV the other day, and they got to the 89th minute without a single yellow card. And as you say, nowadays we see much more. And just to emphasise that fact, the commentator did not stop going on about the fact that he couldn't believe that they hadn't seen a yellow card, and in the final minute of the game there was 3.
Michel plays the ball in. Anyone who watches Real Madrid Castilla on Real Madrid TV will know that they dish them out as if it's Christmas. Kranakovic for Red Star, bring the ball out of his half. Down there, you're right now into Markella. Free kick is given. It's a late challenge then. Gallego on Jaworski. The referees seem to a lot stricter back here as well. What I mean is you see referees now joking with the players. They're very much seen as an authority figure here, you feel.
I think it's fair to say that in these days authority figures were stricter. You think of your old-fashioned policemen, don't you, from this era, your teachers as well. Maybe a bit more respect for authority figures back in the 80s.
5 minutes to go here then in the first half. We're thinking back in time to 1987, the quarter-finals of the European Cup. Real Madrid with a 1-0 lead at the moment. Not enough though, as they lost the first leg by 4 goals to 2. Elsner. Down the right, good challenge by Gallego. Linesman happy with the attitude there of Vetkovic, who's still in football. He's a coach for Sopot, in the Serbian league. Chendo. He's an out. Chendo, we mentioned before, is now part of the Real Madrid backroom staff. Michel cross the ball's in the centre. Hugo Sánchez should have done better. Santiago's furious with the referee. He felt there was a penalty there. I think the problem with Sanchez's shot is that he saw it late.
I think you're being a wee bit harsh, actually, to Sanchez. I think it was just behind him. I think in the end he did rather well just to get his head on it at all. Just unlucky in the end. Had that been half a yard in front of him, it would have been a diving header. Guaranteed goal.
Juanito then with corner number 7 for Real Madrid. Played in, Butragueño keeps it in play. Butragueño though keeps it away. There's Milojevic. So feed it forward. Jankovic then. Vetkovic. Right into Markela. Kabuyu comes out, safe hands there. Hasn't really been tested so far, the Real Madrid goalkeeper. He's looked comfortable with the crosses that he's had to face. Juanito tries to find Hugo Sánchez. Top low by Elsner. Stojkovic coming into the centre now to Javoski. It's very well played by Juanito, just making a nuisance of himself there. Butragueño to Juanito. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Great time for Real Madrid to get their second. Butragueño.
The fans weren't happy with that challenge on Butragueño. Looked fair though, didn't it?
Vetkovic. Give for some options, knocks it into Milojevic. Stojkovic.
Not much of a right foot, as he, Stojkovic.
Yeah, certainly showed that there. Michel. So headed away. The final minute of this first half. Keller. By Juanito. Remember, Red Star will be happy if it finishes 1-0. They'll go through to the semi-finals, although another goal would certainly help them. And it was Dragan Stojkovic who played the ball in. Markela was just drifting in from the right flank. And it's a corner that's been awarded. Red Star's second of the game. Javoski coming out. And then the last time Red Star had a corner, they were quite close to opening their account for the match. Macho heads it away. Djokovic looks to put it back in the mix. And there it is. The referee blows the half-time whistle here in this European Cup quarter-final. Real Madrid 1, Red Star Belgrade 0. Well, as you can see, we're back in time once again. 1987, the quarter-final of the European Cup. It's the second half, which is just kicking off. Emilio Butragueño's a fifth-minute goal. As it stands, is the difference between Real Madrid and Red Star Belgrade. However, that's not enough, because of the first leg defeat that Real Madrid suffered in Yugoslavia by 4-2. But Madrid have completely bossed their game. Could have and probably should have more goals.
Yeah, probably. I think that's fair to say. They dominated in the first half, but having said that, I think they'll be very happy with the way it's going. Red Star Belgrade really didn't have very much of the ball, made very few chances. Real Madrid were all over them. Butragueño looks sharp, Micho looks sharp, Santillana as well. Came in with a few headers in the box. They'll be looking to push on in this second half. They've got another 45 minutes now to make sure they get at least one more goal and they get through into that semi-final as they look to win their first European Cup, the Quinta del Buitre. Such an incredible team. They've just won back-to-back UEFA Cups, and after winning La Liga last season...
Oof. Just see that shot there flying over the bar. Just one change for either side during the half-time break. Mito Markela has come off. Nikolic will slip in now at right midfield.
Well, Madrid have started as they mean to go on. They got an early goal, of course, in that first half. They'd love to do the same here, just to take the pressure off.
Taken down the left-hand side by Gordillo. Let's just confirm the 11 then for Real Madrid. Paco Bullo in goal. Camacho, Sanchez, Gallego and Chendo make up the back four for the home side. Juanito in the centre, Gordillo on the left, Michel on the right, Butragueño playing just behind Santillana and Hugo Sánchez. Hugo Sánchez.
I suppose that's one player that was rather quiet in the first half, Hugo Sánchez. We didn't see an awful lot of him, did we? He had one diving header just at the end that was a bit behind him. He couldn't manage to direct on goal.
It's a good effort. Michel's looked strong down the right-hand side, causing a lot of problems for Goran Milojevic. The Red Star left back.
Juanito as well, you just see on your screens there in the middle, the number 4. It's a real bulldog of a player. He's been everywhere in that midfield.
Stojanovic makes the clearance. Through to Nola Sanchez. Oof, it's a big challenge, isn't it? Oh God, dear, that'd be a yellow card without any doubt in today's game. Gallego down the right into Chendo. Butragueño. It really was a moment of magic from Butragueño for his opening goal.
It was a skill we've seen him do time and time again. As he just takes the ball around the goalkeeper with such ease. Just makes you wonder why anyone would ever shoot first time. Butragueño makes it look so easy just to skip around the goalkeeper.
Butragueño feeds it through into Santillana. Still with Santillana. Stojanovic didn't have to move.
Good link-up play in the final third for Real Madrid. It was good skill from Santillana.
Jarowski gets the corner. Once again, it's the short corner that's preferred by the visitors.
It's one thing we noted in the first half. They are quite a good passing team. We saw them have really excellent spells of possession, although they didn't necessarily create anything.
Gordillo to Hugo Sánchez. He wants a handball. Referee waves away any protests as Brachun looks to play it forward. Stojkovic. It's the substitute Nikolic. Which plays the ball in. And it's Camacho. It's been quiet in this game. Very solid though when called upon.
More pace as well down the flanks. Real Madrid really have got pace, or they had pace in this side. Just saw Camacho really get on his bike then and dart his way down the left flank.
Juanito. Long. And it goes out for a goal kick. Back with the clearance. Michel. Galloping into the box. It's a nice little 1-2, and it's Hugo Sánchez.
It must have been a handball from Chendo, mustn't it? Just see that Hugo Sánchez chance again. It's a good touch,
that was the problem.
After that, we just saw that free kick given against Madrid for, I think it must have been a handball from Chendo. Just saw him almost fall on top of the ball. I thought he may have managed to get his head to it. But the referee was a bit closer.
There we go. The clearance picked up though by Djakovic. Moves it down the right-hand side, and the ball played in by Jaworski goes out for a goal kick. Not good enough, this for Real Madrid at the moment.
Well, but they've still got 37 minutes to make sure they get that second goal and book themselves a place in the semi-final of the European Cup.
Hugo Sánchez. Gallego. Another Sanchez. Gallego was just looking to fit it on the left into Butragueño. Funny, Butragueño goes missing for quite a lot of games. In a lot of the game that you don't really notice him, but when he has the ball, it just produces that touch of magic, just to open things up.
You can also hear it whenever he's got the ball because it just lifts the crowd.
There's a chance there for Djurovic. Down the Rhine, it's Butragueño who's leading the chase there.
I think that's something that we see in many skillful players in the kind of mould of Butragueño. You look at the likes of, well, even nowadays, Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, brilliant when they've got the ball, but because they're not conducting things from the centre of midfield, they can go 10-15 minutes without seeing it at all. Especially if you look back, one that springs to mind for me is Mathieu Letizier. When he had the ball, he was wonderful, but you could watch a game for 80 minutes and you'd hardly see him.
Gordillo then with the long free kick forward. Looking to find Michel. To bully his way into the box. In the end, unable to do so. Just joining us, we're back in 1987 for the quarter-final of the European Cup. It's the second leg here at the Santiago Bernabéu. On aggregate, it's 4-3 still to Red Star Belgrade. Nice run by Gordillo, who wins the free kick. Chendo. Oh, nicely done, and he wins the free kick in the process. Playing the ball into the box. There was certainly appeals there for a penalty. Was it Hugo Sánchez who was getting his shirt tugged?
I'm not actually sure if it was Hugo Sánchez. But even so, there was definitely some complaints, wasn't there, from Real Madrid? Penalty would certainly make things a bit easier, wouldn't it?
So ease the tension. I'm sure must have been building at the Bernabéu. Madrid had taken part in the European Cup with this group of star players.
It's a really clumsy challenge, wasn't it, from Santiago?
Taken down. Jelic. It was caught late, but it's with the substitute Nikolic, and it's Nikolic who feeds it down the left into Djurovic. Exactly, Djurovic will just knock it back into Milojevic. And we expect to see more. Oh, nice little touch there by Nikolic. Sort of play as Javosky. Back inside. This is nice by the visitors. It's been the instructions from their manager, Valevich Velibol.
Well, they're clearly confident in their ability as a passing team.
You can see they've got it in abundance as well. Oh, it's good play in the centre by Jankovic to win the ball back. Taken now by Djuric. Djuricki looking to use his pace. And the ball cleared by Chendo. Just caught, and he wins the free kick. It's Juanito, who's had a quiet second half, considering how much he was involved with the first.
Yeah, he has, and he's just the kind of player that Real Madrid really need now. Get stuck in and break up these Red Star Belgrade attacks.
Plays the ball into the box. It's ball down the left-hand side by Javosky. Now with Nikolic. Poor delivery though by the substitute as it goes out for a goal kick.
Just about the first time that Nikolic has put a foot wrong. It's been excellent since he's come on.
Gallego. Feed it through into Juanito. Juanito looking for the run of Emilio Butragueño. The ball played back into Stojanovic. Offside given against Vetkovic there. Nice turn. Gordillo, and he wins a free kick. It was a bit of a late challenge by Djurovic. It's Juanito now over the ball. Real Madrid. Juanito plays it in. It's cleared, and it's Chendo who in fact went for the shot there. It'll be evident why it's not on the score sheet too often. The Real Madrid right back. Once again with a goal kick, it's straight to Chendo. For throw.
It's another thing we see a lot more in these old games. Defenders taking the goal kicks for the goalkeepers.
Chendo with the long throw into the box. To Chendo. He's still got a lot of options here. Plays the cross in. And the header comes from Manolo Sanchez. It's the goal that Real Madrid have been looking for. And that could be the goal that sees Real Madrid through to the semi-finals of the European Cup. 4-4 on aggregate now. Those away goals count. It's Real Madrid 2, Red Star Belgrade 0.
It was excellent skill by Chendo down the right-hand side. Just took it past his man and whipped in the perfect cross right on the edge of the 6-yard box. But how easy did Manolo Sanchez make that look? Just glided in between the defenders. Nothing that the goalkeeper could do, but terrible defending by the away team. They should have picked up the Real Madrid centre-back. All the space in the world just to nod that one home. And he did it emphatically as well. You see what that meant to both him and the side. That 2-goal cushion now will take Real Madrid through.
And if Red Star score, because Real Madrid would just need one more because of those 2 goals that they got in Belgrade. Sanchez, so many records for the club for the number of appearances. So Hugo Sanchez has gone down. A bit of afters there. Gallego getting involved. It's with Jaworski in the centre.
Well, Juanito's complaining that Hugo Sanchez received a bit of a kick after the incident while he was lying on the floor.
He looks all right though. Stojanovic with the clearance. To Nikolic. Nikolic didn't feature in the first leg at all. As you mentioned, though, he has looked good since coming on. The only substitute we've seen so far in this game. This game, by the way, is the 1987 quarter-final of the European Cup, second leg. Modric. Emilio Butragueño. 5 minutes to go then here at the Bernabéu. Tactics change now. Belgrade have to go for a goal or else they're out. Real Madrid be quite happy just to waste a little bit of time, sit back on this lead. We're going to see the first Real Madrid substitution here. Indeed we will. Solana to come on. It's Quinta who's coming on. He really was someone who was a massive Real Madrid supporter as well as a player. Solana just a little bit more of a defensively minded player.
Well, you mentioned, didn't you, that Quinta had faded slightly in this second half. I think the manager's seen that as well. So energetic in the first half, he was everywhere. Maybe just exhausted himself ever so slightly. But you mentioned the fact that he's a huge Real Madrid fan. Of course, tragically, the day he died in that car crash, he had come to the Bernabéu to watch Real Madrid play.
Jankovic delivers the ball into the box and it comes off the head of Nikolic. Just wide though from the second half substitute. That's fucking weird, dude. Gonna throw the ball down behind him. By the by, it's now with Chendo. Let's go, there you go. Nikolic trying to feed it through. Petkovic unable to do so. Very clearance there. Hugo Sánchez. The ball off, come on, Sanchez, the corner. Goal kick that's been given. Obviously in no rush. Next to the players just protesting the amount of time being taken for this goal kick.
Can't really blame Bacaboya, can you? I think the Real Madrid fans here inside the Bernabéu would be more than happy if the Whites were just to play out the final 21 minutes of this game.
Nice little touch by Milojevic. It's about defending now for the Real Madrid stars. And here goes Sanchez, good challenge, but was there a hand involved? Whoa, strong challenge by Manolo Sanchez there. Nikolic. On the right, Jaworski. Deflects off Chendo. In the corner. Well, we see this one played short again. Jaworski, Paul corner. Back by Hugo Sánchez. Gordillo. Lovely pass into the centre. Oof. Santiana is furious with Primovic. Going for the player there, wasn't he? And he went on to play in Scotland.
In fairness to the defender, I mean, it's a terrible clash, but I think he was just outfoxed by Santiana. Very good skill from the Real Madrid forward.
Popovic crashed into him, didn't it?
Looks like he may have come off worse as well. Both players back on their feet. Popovic looks like he may have been a bit winded from that challenge.
There's Gallego, who is stood over the ball. A long way out. It's in Hugo Sanchez's touch, almost by the Butragueño. Frustrated nudge there from Javoski onto Manolas Sanchez. Gordillo goes down. Just see in the background there, Popovic just struggling slightly. Sanchez plays it back into Gordillo. Not a good delivery there from the left midfielder.
Clearly a tactic of this Real Madrid side, isn't it? That short free kick to the edge of the area where Hugo Sánchez is waiting. We saw him just trying to set up Butragueño moments earlier. That time it was straight back to Gordillo.
Taken down the right-hand side, though, by Red Star. And maybe Javoski was slightly selfish there. Important challenge, though, wasn't it, by Gallego? The ball headed away, another chance. Straight, though, into the hands of Paco Bullo, and even at this stage of the game, it's difficult to think of a save that he's had to make.
Yeah, it certainly is. In the first half, he was sent scrambling across his line after a shot from distance from Stojkovic. Other than that, as you say, struggled to find a moment where he's really been called into action. Paco Bullo, Real Madrid really have dominated this game.
Looking for Emilio Butragueño. It's fallen to Santiana. Santiana does well. Important intervention there by Elsner. And a corner for Madrid. Good passage of play there from the Whites.
Incredible vision, Butragueño. You look at him there, and he was actually looking for the nutmegs again, just looking to play the ball through the defender's legs. So aware of what's going on around him.
Smalling looking for Santiana in the centre. And Hugo Sánchez. Gordillo goes for the goal.
Another player showing that he hasn't got much of a right foot. As soon as he cut inside, the only option for a shot was with the outside of the left. Didn't catch it, did he?
So 50 minutes to go here in this European Cup quarter-final, second leg back in 1987. 4-4 on aggregate, but those 2 goals that Real Madrid got in Yugoslavia at the moment are enough to see them through to the semi-final of this prestigious tournament.
Many of the Real Madrid fans at this time thought that this team was destined to go on and win the European Cup. They just won back-to-back UEFA Cup titles. They were in the middle of an incredible run in La Liga, unbelievable dominance, 5 consecutive La Liga titles. That Hugo Sánchez leading the line up front, who was consecutively Pichichi.
Gordillo managed to get to the ball, but unable to keep it in. And he was offside anyway.
Emilio Butragueño, who last year, 1986, was awarded 3rd place in the Ballon d'Or.
Who was first and second in that? Do you have that to hand?
I don't have that to hand, actually, but I can tell you that Butragueño was 3rd last year in 1986 and this year as well in 1987. Back-to-back 3rd place for Butragueño. Some felt that he deserved much more, certainly on some of the performances we've seen when we've looked back in the archives. He's just such an extraordinary player.
Oh, that's a late challenge on Hugo Sánchez. No wilt out there, will be a yellow card for Modrag Rivkovic. Under the second yellow of the game, he joins Marco Elsner in the referee's boat. Sánchez has been in the war a little bit here today, and the referee not having any of it. The ball's played in and just over the bar. Stojanovic.
Well, Red Star suddenly look like a beaten team. It's all Madrid at the moment. Crafty free kick. The teammate's still lying down injured right next to the ball.
Back on his feet now. Just crowding the Red Star attack out of the box there. Javoski. Caught there by Manolo Sanchez.
Just saw another example of why it is that Manolo Sanchez had that record for so long of number of appearances for Madrid. He's just such a quality player, isn't he? He's a centre-back. Just saw him darting forward, skipping challenges.
Santillana. Loses out. Nikolic. Plays it into Milojevic. And the shot on the end is from Vetkovic. Well held by Paco Bullo as he launches the ball out to Gordillo, who does well to keep on his feet there. Hugo Sánchez plays it into Santillana, onside. Santillana though losing his footing, of course, another goal. And it will be all over for Red Star. Obviously to take this free kick quickly. All knocked in, and it's a lovely interception in the centre by Michel, who was back helping out the defence. Emilio Butragueño once again now brings it forward for the Whites. Santillana. Now with Hugo Sánchez. Important challenge there by lograron. Manager of Serbian side, NK Slaven Belupo. Chendo with space. Still with Chendo, goes for glory. Good save by Stojanovic.
Good option, I think, by Chendo there. It just opened up for him, didn't it? There was defenders in the box. Picked up on the halfway line. You see the run he made. No one challenging him whatsoever.
The ball just left for Chendo to take. Chendo. Play it in. It's taken by Hugo Sánchez, who's battered and bruised after this game. I'm sure that won't hinder the celebrations, though, if the score remains the same. For a lot of these players, it will be their first European Cup semi-final. Just given away, though, by Chendo. And Diego does brilliantly to come across and win that ball. The defence has been just as impressive as the attack here this evening. Strong challenge by Chendo. Oof. No, Sánchez makes the clearance. I think he just clattered into a Red Star player afterwards. Is on the ground. This is Hugo Sánchez again. Well, here we go. We can see it here again. Well, Chendo was involved in the initial move. And Hugo Sánchez, you just see maybe slightly winded.
Oh, here you go. That looked rather painful, didn't it?
Certainly did. Got the wind out the Mexican. High foot. And it's Micho. The action here, and Micho looks to knock it back into Santillana. Offside given.
Offside given against Micho there, of course. He was off the pitch, wasn't he, to start with, but then he came back onto the field of play in an offside position.
Good challenge. Well, the ball isn't cleared properly. A let off there for Chendo, who just seemed to completely misread the path there of that cross. We're through 5 minutes to go then here in this European Cup quarter-final second leg. Real Madrid are going through as it stands. Red Star need to score, and they need to score in the next 5 minutes. Once again, Real Madrid, as they did in the UEFA Cup last season, after poor away form, look like they're going to win here again today. Santiago Bernabéu, such a fortress during these times. Like I mentioned before, he struggled on away from home.
They don't make it easy for themselves, do they?
No, exactly.
Hugo Sánchez just getting a round of applause for his trademark gymnastics. Just going to see a replay of it, I think, here.
You can see why the crowd loved him so much, not only for his goals. Well, Martin Vázquez will come on for the last, 3 minutes of this game. Emilio Butragueño, a standing ovation for the Real Madrid number 7. What a goal it was that gave Madrid the early lead. And Martin Vázquez will come on just for the last couple of minutes of this match. Hugo Sánchez does well to hold up the ball. Does give away possession. Deal, just does enough. Red Star haven't quite posed the attacking threat they would have liked, would they, when they conceded that goal? What? That was half an hour ago.
It was a killer blow for them, wasn't it? Just before that goal, we'd seen them probably have their best spell of the match. They're passing the ball around nicely. Heads have certainly dropped, though, since Real Madrid's second. Hugo Sánchez's powerful header.
Two minutes to go. Vázquez plays the ball through. Offside, though, given against Michel.
Looking very, very solid. Just managing to do what the best teams do when they need to hold on to a lead. Restricting Red Star Belgrade to any kind of decent possession. Just keeping possession themselves. Well, I thought that was a fair challenge as well there by Hugo Sánchez. The referee thought otherwise. But even all this, it's just wasting time, the clock's still ticking.
Yellow card for Hugo Sánchez, as you say. The clock is still ticking, and he knows that. Gamesmanship here. Discussion seems to continue between Hugo Sánchez.
Well, if he was encroaching, which is why the free kick's been given again, that should probably be another yellow card, shouldn't it?
Well, certainly nowadays it would, as the header goes over. It was interesting now as we enter the 90th minute. No indication, of course, how much added time there'll be. That was a new rule that was brought in a few years ago. Only the referee knows how much added time, which Ribstar have to get the goal.
I'm sure the referee is, as we speak, well, not quite as we speak, but at this time I'm sure he was being nagged by just about everyone on the pitch to ask exactly how long was left in this game.
So with the long clearance, looking for Santillana. Santillana to seal the deal. Dio was furious, he was completely unmarked on the edge of the box.
Yeah, that was the pass, wasn't it, to Gordillo? That would have sealed the game.
Martin Vasquez. Use those fresh legs down the right. Hoofed up heel. Stojanovic. Sanchez wins the ball, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy there. Two players on the halfway line. Whistles are for the referee. Crowd urging the referee to blow the final whistle, and he does.